maybe even an alligator or two along the way. Thank you.
Ignition sequence start. I'm going to step off the land now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
We have pondered our place amongst the stars since the dawn of humankind. We've looked at the stars with wonder and amazement, their glow guiding our travel for centuries. The more we learn about our universe, the more questions we have.
I'm Emily Calandrelli, and today you'll be following me behind the gates on this exclusive bus tour of Kennedy Space Center. Our journey will take us past active facilities and end at the visitor complex's own Apollo Saturn V Center.
But before we begin this journey, just like every NASA mission, our number one goal is to return home safely. So always stay seated while the bus is in motion. Please, no food or drinks on the bus with the exception of water. Please keep conversation to a minimum so others may hear and enjoy the tour. No photography is permitted at the security gate.
You'll see standing tall in front of KSC's badging station is the Mercury Redstone rocket. It represents NASA's earliest efforts to send humans into space. These Redstone rockets were formerly ballistic missiles provided to NASA by the U.S. Army. In October of 1958, NASA formally organized Project Mercury with the mission to investigate man's reaction to this new environment and safely recover the capsule and its pilot. Man rating for human spaceflight on what was previously a ballistic missile was no easy task. After several modifications and test flights, a Mercury capsule carrying Ham, a chimpanzee, was successfully launched and recovered on January 31st, 1961. Just months later, on May 5th, astronaut Alan Shepard launched on a Mercury Redstone rocket, becoming the first American in space.
Hi, I'm Janet Petro, and welcome to NASA's John F. Kennedy Space Center, where NASA astronauts have ventured forth on flights of exploration since the 1960s. On one of these missions, that includes things like your requirements are set, your launch commit criteria are understood, your procedures are ready to go, and your team is trained. The folks that sit in this room on launch day, they have a tough job, and that's to determine if the flight and the ground systems are go or no-go. And I demand ultimately today,
As well as with Artemis 1, can you tell us a little bit more about the mission of the Artemis program?
well, the Artemis program, Artemis is actually named for the twin sister of Apollo. And so if you think about all that we did during the Apollo program, how amazing that was, it seems so appropriate that as we return.
So sending humans to the moon again.
Well, the moon is a treasure trove of science and discovery. And so there's so much to learn from the moon. We're still learning from what the samples we gathered during the Apollo program. The beauty of what we're doing today is that instead of going for a short trip, we're going to stay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have them out and you would like, now would be a good time to get your cameras out and ready. Because there'll be a bunch of cool things, including the fact that we'll be going around the vehicle assembly building. There'll be a couple of neat artifacts up ahead and to your left. And there'll be a bunch of active launch facilities on the horizon up ahead. This rocky road, so to speak, is the crawler way, which will be on the right and left of you. The crawler transporter would take the vehicle from the VAB all the way to its launch pad before flight. And those rocket-sized doors, those big gray rocket-sized doors, they can take up to 45 minutes to completely open to let a rocket in or out, or the hardware. turn this next corner right here, if you look to the white parts next to the rocket-sized doors, you can see a couple of human-sized doors to kind of grasp how big that building really is.
Top speed of, wait for it, 1 mile per hour while carrying a rocket. Keep an eye out for the crawler as we approach this area. And remember, we are visiting.
Pick out the crawler transporter number 1. Crawler transporter number 2 would have been on this side of that building right there, but it already went inside, picked up SLS and its mobile launcher, took it all the way to its launch pad, and it's sitting there now. Now the crawler will go to a halfway point, so if they need to pick up the mobile launcher or the rocket, they don't have to take that long to get to it to bring it back to the VAB. And one way to get the best way to look at that crawler transport number 1 is on your way back from the Apollo Saturn V Center. You'll be on the left side of the road, and you can see it there on your way back on the main road.